Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's another gloomy rainy day in South Florida, but earlier this afternoon when the sun was still shining, our delivery man dropped off a very exciting package from Fendi. A few days ago, I ordered the new Fendi fragrance discovery set. It already arrived, which was pretty quick. I have not tried any of these fragrances, so we are going to unbox and smell them for the first time together. This is what it looks like straight out of the box, and then they did include a yellow Fendi bag, which I think is a nice touch. But right away, I have to say 10 out of 10 presentation. Inside you have all 7 new fragrances in 10 milliliter bottles. I also have seen photos of a little leather case for the travel sizes or the minis. I did not see that online when I checked out. It retails for $330. I was hoping to be able to visit our local Fendi boutique and have the in-store experience, maybe be able to smell them in person, but when I looked it up on the website, Miami was not one of the listed locations for carrying fragrance, and I just was looking at the website now and it says out of stock. So I'm sure this will be back. It's a new launch and I'm sure there's a lot of excitement. It looks very comparable to my Celine Discovery set or my Chanel Exclusive set, and I really like the little bottles. They're so cute. There's a gold Fendi logo on top of the cap, there's Fendi motif surrounding the cap, and it does have the name of the fragrance listed on each bottle. I'm starting with Perche No, described as the comfort of a linen sheet and the unmistakable warmth of antique wood. Keynotes include pink peppercorn from the Indian Ocean and Brazil, sandalwood from Australia. The only detail I don't absolutely love about the minis is that they don't have a spray. So it's just a little dabber bottle. Not a huge deal, but it does make it a little trickier to apply the fragrance all over. You could always pour this into a little travel atomizer if you wanted to, but kind of defeats the purpose, then you wouldn't need your Fendi bottle. Each fragrance was inspired by some facet of the Fendi family, and you can read all about the story behind each fragrance on the website. I'm not going to read all of the details of the story because I don't want to sway my own opinion about the fragrances in case I really like one story. Kind of hard to get it on the blotter because even the small side won't dip inside the bottle. Yeah, this is really nice. I basically spilled this one all over my hand. It's really pretty. It's woody, definitely unisex. Not my usual style of fragrance, but I can certainly appreciate it. Like wood and sea salt in a very natural way. I could see this on a man. For some reason, whenever I smell this, I picture a very well-dressed man. Reminds me of being by the ocean somewhere. I picture those really fancy weddings on the Amalfi Coast. You know, whenever you see on Pinterest or Instagram, somebody's having a fabulous, expensive wedding and there's ocean in the background. This is what the groom or the groomsman would wear to that event. Very chic and refined, like a really handsome man wearing a tuxedo. I love it, but it's not something that I would wear. I might be able to layer this with something else, but I still really enjoy it. This little yellow guy in the middle, I do really like the pastel colors. It sort of looks like the rainbow with all of the fragrances together. This is La Baguette, and I believe this one is inspired by the famous baguette handbag from Fendi. This fragrance is described as the summer sun rising over Rome. Keynotes include Iris Ultimate from France, a leather accord of the perfumer's creation, and vanilla CO2 crafted with sun-dried beans from Madagascar. I really enjoy powdery florals like iris. I love leather notes, and of course, I love vanilla. So this one excites me. It's pretty. Yes, this is really nice. This definitely leans more feminine. It's more my speed, my fragrance style. Ooh, it's so pretty. Much more iris forward than I expected, and it's more of a suede-y leather. It's very nice. Not your typical vanilla either. It almost smells a bit like a fruity floral right away. Does sort of remind me of the inside of a very fancy, expensive, luxurious handbag in the best way possible. Like fine leather goods. It's really pretty. There is a little sweetness in there. It is not that vanilla dominant, at least not right away. Maybe when it dries down it will be. A bit more on the conservative side. It's not really going to blow your mind. I could see somebody wearing this every single day. It has signature scent potential if this is your fragrance style. Not too trendy, very timeless. The woman who wears this fragrance is wearing a crisp white button down, black sunglasses, maybe a strand of pearls. It's a ladies who lunch type of fragrance. It reminds me a little bit of Iris Shot. That's another one of those cool, casual, kind of too cool for school fragrances where you know it smells very sophisticated, but understated at the same time. This is for the woman who always likes to be put together without trying too hard with her fragrance. Really stunning. Moving on to our third fragrance in the front, this is Dolce Baciao. It's described as the sweet kiss on the cheek lingering like the smear of a rose-scented lipstick, a perfume like a garden overlooking the city, green and floral, woody and earthy. Keynotes include damask rose, apricot accord, and patchouli. Oh, I folded the blotter so I could dip it in here. It worked, yay. I don't typically love green fragrances, but I do really like rose and apricot, so I'm hopeful that this one will be really nice as well. And it sounds like it has a romantic inspiration, which could be my style. So let's see. Oh, that's really pretty. Very perfumey perfume. The rose definitely stands out. It has almost a sweet tartness from the apricot and a little green, but not off-putting. Like fresh, crisp. I like it. Of the three I've tried so far, this one smells the most familiar. They're all very different from other fragrances out there, but I would say if you love rose fragrances, you've probably smelled something similar to this. It's really nice. That rose apricot combination is really kind of jammy and delicious. And I'm not picking up too much patchouli either. Maybe once it dries down, I will. It's reminding me a little bit of Paris Paris from Chanel, which also has rose, patchouli, and lemon, I think, bergamot. Some fruity note, but it's more of a citrus fruitiness. I think that's just a really popular combination in fragrance is rose, patchouli, and then a fruit. So maybe not the most unique, but has mass appeal, especially if you like that style of fragrance. Very pretty. Nothing bad to say about it. I think between this and the first one, the previous, between Dolce Baciao and La Baguette, I think I'm leaning towards Baguette only because I don't have a ton of iris forward fragrances in my collection and I do really like powdery florals. But very nice. Primavera, described as a stormy rainfall on warm earth and the fragrant trail of an eau de cologne. The natural painting of an open-air existence, a soil powerful and rich after a storm, mingles with tangerine, rosemary, oak moss, woody, and leathery notes. Based on the description alone, I wouldn't say this is my typical fragrance style, but I am keeping an open mind. No. No. Ugh. When I saw soil in the description, that should have been my sign. Ooh. It's very strong. Definitely stronger than all of the others. I feel like I can't even get a full nose full of this fragrance. It's so strong. It smells like herbs and spices, very earthy. Yeah, this almost smells like when I'm opening the cabinets because I'm about to make dinner and that all of those spices kind of hit you in the face. It's as if all of the spices from the cabinet actually fell out when I opened it and they literally smacked me in the face. That's sort of the sensation I'm getting from this. Ooh, it is so intense. I'm shocked because the other ones weren't light, but eau de cologne to me is very light, like a spritz of water, like a fresh get out of the shower. This is so potent. I did not expect that. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't. I'm trying to think of something nice to say. I wouldn't want my husband to wear this. I would probably give this to somebody I didn't like. It smells to me like lime. Like the rind of a lime. You know how it's very intense and bitter and earthy and not something you would ever want to eat or enjoy. It's like you take your nails, scratch the rind of a lime and eat it, stick it in your mouth. That's the way this smells. Astringent is coming to mind. I don't know if that's the right word, but no. I definitely need a palette cleanser after that one. So now we're going into this cute little blue bottle. This is Ciao Amore. Ooh, I think this one might be my favorite. Ciao Amore is described as the sensuality of skin warmed by the sun and the breeze of a Mediterranean garden, a natural and spontaneous greeting for someone you love. Keynotes include Orange Blossom Absolute, Fig Leaf Accord, and Tonka Bean. I think maybe I picked up too much of that last fragrance, so I'm not going to do the dip method. I'm just going to pour a few drops on the larger side of the blotter card. Okay, let's see. I have high hopes for you. Oh, this is so pleasant. Yes. Oh, this is really good. I smell orange blossom, mandarin, ocean breeze. It's soft, it's smooth, it's a little bit sweet. This smells tranquil, relaxing, like vacation, like vacationing on the Amalfi Coast. Wow. Okay, this is my favorite so far. Maybe even full bottle worthy. The Discovery set was $3.30 and then the full-size bottles are also $3.30. Summertime, summer romance. It's really pretty. Definitely more of a daytime fragrance, so I would wear this to lunch, to brunch, for weekends out, running to the farmer's market, for spending the day out with a loved one or maybe having a summer vacation, summer adventure somewhere. Beautiful, because it's very energizing, refreshing, very bright and happy. Truly does smell a little bit like sunshine on your skin. I don't even pick up that much fig, and I love fig. Mandarin and orange blossom is really what comes through the most for me. In such a pretty way. Sunshine in a bottle, and such a pleasant surprise after that previous fragrance. Ciao Amore. This is top of the list so far. Next we have Sempre Mio, described as the freshness of orange blossom lemonade and the warmth of Atlas cedar. A perfume like a second skin, fresh and sparkling, grounded and mystical, intense and sharp like its orange blossom from Morocco. I'm just assuming that Fendi fragrance is just the beginning of Fendi Beauty, and we'll likely see an expansion. If this really takes off, we'll probably see other Fendi fragrances, ancillaries, but maybe a makeup line in the future. I don't know. I haven't heard any rumors, but I'm just assuming. I feel like fragrance is sometimes that first toe in the water, that first dip. Very beautiful, fresh. It reminds me a little bit of Ciao Amore, or the fragrance we just tried. Ciao Amore also has the mandarin, orange flower. They smell very similar to me. Okay, now I need to try them back to back because I feel like I've run out of things to say about this fragrance because I just said them. It's really nice. A less gourmand Oriana. If you like Oriana, well, I'm not sure if you would like Oriana without the sweetness and the candy sugar yumminess. That's sort of the appeal. But if you were to want a fragrance like Oriana without the sugary sweetness, this is sort of similar. Ciao Amore, Sempre Mio. They're very similar. They're different. Yeah, I can smell a difference, but they're so close. I'm surprised. I could be going nose blind. Maybe I tapped the blotter card to my nose and I'm just confused at this point. Definitely a possibility. I don't know which one I prefer now. I thought this one was the obvious winner, but I kind of like Sempre Mio. I do love Oriana, and I love a sugary candy sweetness gourmand, a very princessy perfume. This is less princessy, less sweet, but I guess it has the orange blossom. It's really nice. Ciao Amore is maybe a little bit more clean. Maybe a little soapy, clean, fresh linens, fresh drying sheets. I didn't smell that at first. It's only when I compare these side by side. Okay, we have a new winner. I think Sempre Mio is now my #1 favorite, and then Ciao Amore would be #2. Baguette is most likely #3. Yeah, this is heavenly. Sunshine in a bottle, Vacation on the Amalfi Coast, they're very similar. Sort of strange because all of the other fragrances are so different, but then these two are maybe sister fragrances. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of neroli in this. Ciao Amore is reminding me a little bit of Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford. And then this one is a little bit like the Mandarino. I don't remember the name right now. Both are beautiful, but I would say they're similar enough that I would only be able to choose one for my collection, and I would choose the Sempre Mio. A little bit less oceanic. For some reason, the Ciao Amore reminds me of being near the water, whereas this one is more like a Mediterranean garden. We're down to the 7th and final fragrance. This is Casa Grande. It's the embodiment of Fendi's history, harmonious and complex with the radiance of spicy myrrh, the mellowness and sensuality of amber, the creaminess of luscious cherry, and the warm embrace of leather, balancing the strength of the house with vanilla and tonka bean. Vanilla, amber, cherry, tonka bean is a combination that I will never get sick of. I don't care how many fragrances come out with those notes. I want to smell each and every one. So this might be my favorite. It sounds very different from the others as well, which is kind of interesting. It is very different from the others. Leather is what hits my nose first more than anything. Smooth leather, a little vanilla, a little cherry, but not really intense cherry. I love this. I would say this is probably the deepest, most sensual, moody fragrance of the 7. This to me is evening, date night, special occasion. It's very unisex, it's not overly sweet, and I could see this actually leaning a little bit more masculine. I really love these notes. I love the combination. I think it smells like a masterpiece, but I think Sempre Mio is probably still my favorite just because I can see myself actually wearing it out and about, whereas this, I'm not sure if it's something that I just appreciate or if I would go to wear it. It's a gorgeous leather fragrance. I think people are going to read vanilla, cherry, leather, amber, and get really excited and think maybe this is going to be in that same fragrance family, like a Tom Ford Lost Cherry, and it's definitely not. It reminds me of an old dark study or an old dark library with cherry oak wood everywhere. All of the furniture has red velvet, cigars, and leather books. That's what comes to mind. It's a little bit more of a masculine, like a man cave. Not what I suspected it would be, and probably a good thing, because if this were just like another Tom Ford ripoff, then I think it just wouldn't be as special. Whereas this still smells like a really special fragrance because it's one of one. It's not trying to piggyback off of the success of another really popular fragrance. Out of this first group of 7 fragrances, and I certainly hope that Fendi continues to expand the line, my 3 favorites that I can actually see myself wearing, grabbing on a regular basis would be the Sempre Mio, gorgeous, especially if you're doing summer abroad, summer in Europe. The Ciao Amore, incredible, another vacation type of fragrance. And then La Baguette. I think this is a gorgeous, more sophisticated, like New York City woman on the go type of fragrance. I could see this as the Range Rover Pilates mom woman who lunches, just very chic, but very effortless. Could be dressed up, could be dressed down, very timeless. This is like your everyday wearing to work type of fragrance, whereas the other 2, I think, scream summer vacation. For my husband, I think Perche No or Casa Grande would be really lovely. I could definitely see him wearing those. I would personally like to smell him wearing those. My overall impression is that Fendi is the next house to look out for in the beauty space. They did an excellent job with this fragrance launch. They obviously tapped some of the best perfumers in the industry, looking for high quality ingredients. I think the bottle looks really beautiful. They have a story and inspiration behind each and every fragrance. And I think I'm most excited to hear your thoughts on these fragrances and hear which one is your favorite. So if you've tried any of the new Fendi fragrances, Definitely drop a comment down below, let everyone know your thoughts as well. And that completes today's review. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be listed down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.